right, Kiva, we all right to get started? Is anybody else there? Oh, there's somebody else to make a somebody else to come on. Tell them to come on because we try to like do it. Ten.
Hola.
Well, welcome everyone. It's the House of Moja, and this year, as an organization, we are celebrating our 56th anniversary. And one of the favorite parts of our program has been the Million Fathers March, and that's because of my husband. When I met my husband, he was 25 and a student at Temple University, a member of the Black Student League, SNCC. And when we met at a church. He said, and I was recruiting, trying to bring people in for this new organization I was trying to start. So I was trying to recruit people. So he came up from the crowd and he said, look, I'm very busy. I'm a student, blah, blah, but I'll stick with you as long as I can. Now, I wasn't looking for a husband. He told me he would stick with me as long as he could. Well, 2 months later, we got married, even though I was a widow with 6 kids, and that didn't frighten him off. But nevertheless, he stuck for 50 years. And he was not only an exceptional father and team member and partner, but he helped me raise the rest of my kids as they went into teenagers. Now, I'm telling you all this because when you do Big Father's March, I always, to me, it's emotional because this was one of the most favorite parts of high school. I mean, he would hear that school bell. Either he was a student, and of course he was a teacher, an educator. But when the school bell rings, this man would just come alive. Now, he's been going now 6 years. Fortunately for me, I have a wonderful grandson who has kept his going. So I didn't tell you anything about me as an introduction because I'm just a crazy person to start all this stuff. Anyway, this is Tony. Thank God for Tony. His father was my 16-year-old son who decided he wanted to be a gangster. And I found out that he was known as the Partner, which meant that he was a target from other gangs that would want to kill him. And so I just, got totally upset, and we turned things around and started dealing with trying to find a way to stop the killing. That's that. And we're going to do introductions of Tony.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Bannister-Fattah. I'm the grandson of Queen Mother Falaka and the late David Fattah Sr. I'm here on behalf of the Million Fathers March. And before we get started, I want to first acknowledge other community fatherhood organizations that are participating in this year's march. We have the Father's Day Rally. We have SKU, Stop Killing Us, Brother Jamal. We have Brother Tracy, Coach Tracy with Promote Peace. We have special honored Councilman Jones. The team is here. And I want to thank the youth facilities and all the other fathers that are in the midst of us. This year marks our 17th annual Million Fathers March. I'm also a father of children that attended the Philadelphia Public Schools, and I know how important it is to first day of school. There's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of nervous energy, there's a lot of contention, just uncertainty. So I want to begin first by saying that for this year, we cordially invite you all to enjoy the 17th annual Million Fathers March on Monday, August 26, 2024 at 7 a.m. This powerful event, implemented by the late Bannister-Fattah Sr., kicks off this school year's term by mobilizing fathers to support our children's school and our children's city. Why participate? Your presence matters. Statistics show that children perform better academically, socially, when fathers are involved. Number two, create safer communities. Help establish safe corridors to our schools. This is very important this year. Violence is on the up, and we got to do something to quell. And we know that fathers' participation, when men are around, things go differently. Children behave differently. So we want to see fathers actively this year involved in our children's lives. Excuse me. We understand that Carnegie Woodson said that there is no freedom without education. And this year our theme is reading is resistance. There's been a lot of banning of books from Beloved to Octavia Butler, Color Purple, a lot of books, African-American books are now on the banned book list. It's not even only African-American books. George Orwell's 1984 book is also on the banned book list. And so we understand that if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So it's important for us to get more literal and increase the literacy in our children. Last year, our theme was reading is resistance. Last year, our theme was real fathers read, and real fathers still do read. But this year, we want to dive a little bit further in depth, and reading is resistance. So the way that we show how we are going to implement this year is by getting more literacy involved, getting more literal in the literacy in our children's lives this year, and supporting our schools. Excuse me. How to join. March with us on Monday, August 26th, from the House of UMOJA here, 5625 Master Street, to Overbrook High School at 59th and Lancaster Avenue. We will leave here at 7 a.m. We actually all, if you can't make it, if you are not allowed, if you can't walk, we will have a motorcade also for those that want to participate but can't get out. We have vans available. And we're going to create a motorcade taking the fathers up there to welcome our children and to support the teachers and the staff and to shake the teacher's hand and let them know that they have community support here. If you can't make it here, attend to your local schools in your local area. Walk a child that's in your neighborhood to school. Say a kind word to that child that morning. Be kind to one another. We want to encourage a positive attitude while we walk our children back to school for the first day. And not just that, but we also want to create a connection with the school so that we'll check report cards, that we'll participate in the PTAs. Our schools, same thing like what I just said. If we don't use it, we'll lose it. If we don't participate in our children's function, if we don't go to the PTAs, they'll lose funding. So one way that we can increase or continue to keep what we do have is by using what we have. So to register, go to www.houseofumoja.net/MFM for Million Fathers March to receive your free t-shirt for you or for your organization. Registrants receive a Million Fathers March t-shirt, a Reading is Resistance education, and the 56th anniversary edition of the House of UMOJA magazine. Also, we have the principal of Overbrook High School here today also, Principal Graham. Please come. Please come, brother.
And come on back. Come on.
Come on, brother.
Come on over here. What y'all go straight. Okay. I see that on the poster. On the poster where you see the father with the child. This is that father. Okay, just want to know.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring sweetheart? You're good. So You didn't know we were going to do this to you, but that's supposed to. You're spotlighted this year. Okay.
I'm so happy to be involved, and you know, I'm still doing it. You know,
Thank you.
Exactly.
it doesn't
Okay.
stop.
It's a
You know,
pleasure
it
to
absolutely
see you
doesn't
in
stop.
person.
And I've been
Thank
doing
you.
this for since game
Okay.
started.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. That's schoolwell, right?
So at this time, I'm going to allow our other fathers, and the Principal Graham to speak on behalf of what they're doing in the community and his vision for Overbrook and how we can help as a community help support Overbrook High School.
Well, I'll
Yeah. Wait,
you want me to go first?
You want you to
Okay,
go.
all right, no problem. So first and foremost, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The vision is just clear. One, first being a product of the Philadelphia public school system, and growing up in Southwest Philadelphia, I've seen a lot of things. I've experienced those challenges, and I've experienced those inequities before we knew what inequities really were. In a sense, we were taught to kind of be comfortable. Wasn't a thing of our parents not knowing, but I believe the parents of my generation always made the best of what they had, with what they had, right? And so when you thought you had something, but then you go on the other side of town, across City Ave, some of the other counties, you realize you didn't have a lot. And so for us, especially the youth now, and the youth in my generation, and then even older generations, for us to be where we are, at a certain level of success, it took a lot of resilience, it took a lot of perseverance. And so my goal and my vision is to really hone those things in at Overbrook High School, to make sure our students have what they need to receive first and foremost high quality instruction. Our literacy skills, which have been increasing year after year, based on state assessment or state tests. So that has been phenomenal to see that growth. We have a phenomenal team of people that our math scores recently increased as well. So it's on track. My former person, Dr. Johnson, one of the things, Overbrook was not overlooked.
Yes.
Overbrook is no longer being overlooked. A lot of investment into Overbrook, Curtis Jones' office, to State Rep Cephas' office, also, our Senator Vince Hughes, right? So there's a lot of hands that have promises on Overbrook as well as investment. So my goal is to just continue to foster those things still into the school itself, right? And also to make sure I continue to fight for that, for our students to have what they need to be successful, not just being college ready, but being college and career ready. Right? So our students need to have options. So one of the things I told my staff just a couple days ago, if a student graduates Overbrook High School and they graduate with nothing, it's because they chose to, not because it wasn't there. So currently in place right now, I have, we all know most of the schools have an academy model, which is phenomenal. My high school process, getting them, ready, right? Top high school, 10th grade years dropout. Ninth grade academy has proven to be successful. We will have drivers in that, right? We will have a drama club. We got a lot of students that might not want to be athletes.
Yes.
And they got some other skill sets, right? So we'll have that. We'll have also a parent resource. What does that look like? That simply is being able to get resources from our various council persons' offices, and state reps, and whoever else, and being able to lead folks to those services, or we had it right there. They can click, get on the computer, sign up, resume building, also literacy skills for adults, because we have adults that can't, help the children with homework, right? And it's nothing to be ashamed of. The problem is when we don't address failure on failure, stop trying, right? So the goal is to really make Overbrook High School a hub for the community, where it's a holistic approach to, one, serving the students, but also serving the families, so that the students can be better served, be more successful, and achieve those things, whether it is to go to college or to join the workforce. I want my students to have real world experience and opportunity to be able to touch those things and grab those things, and the community shine a different light on the world, because the school itself is not reflective of what's going on in the community. Not at all. I mean, I wouldn't be, right? If it was that bad, it's not. We have some great students. We have some resilient students. And when I say resilient, I mean that they have encountered things that they could not help. Because one of the things I want to be careful with is the word. Our children shouldn't have to keep being sick. Like, we shouldn't have to keep facing these adversities in our urban community. It should not exist because of poor mindset. It's not always about the economic condition, right? We know that fosters some things, criminal activity, right? Like that. But it's all mindset, right? It's all mindset. We're talking about people who came from villages that didn't have the amenities we have now. They didn't have that mindset. Where's this mindset coming from? We're, in a sense, eating our own, making it unsafe for us to walk up the street or go to the corner store, things like that. That's not reflective of what I walked into when they were first opened the hospital. And so I want to make sure that's clear to the community. I want to make sure it's clear to those that want to invest in the school and those that want to support the school, and get out of the mindset of saying those kids, those are our children. It takes a village. So, in a nutshell, that's my plan, that's my vision, that's my mindset, that's my body for Overbrook High School.
Very good, very good. Next, we have Brother Man with Father's Day rally.
All right. Do we need to microphone wise? I don't know. We need to go over there or
Yeah, he's going to speak. And over here. Crystal, you want to come over here and say a few words?
Yeah.
Can you take a chair?
Father's Day rally.
I'll say that.
So first of all, thank you. My name is Brian Armstead, Brother Ahmed. I am on the board of the Father's Day Rally Committee. And first of all, just want to say our executive director, Bilal Qayyum, could not make it here this morning. He has some personal things going on. Otherwise, you all know.
I know.
Bilal would have been here 2 hours early to make sure he was supporting everybody, right? So, so first of all, again, honors to you all and the House of UMOJA for holding everything down for that, right? Like, that's amazing, awesome. When I was thinking about this, I was reminded of my wife and I. We have our son is 16 years old, and when he was little, first going to daycare, one day she came up to me and she said, "All right, Brian, I need you to drop him off a couple times this week and also pick him up." And I was like, "Sure, no problem. But you know why?" She said, "You know what? They need to know you exist." And the more I've seen over the years, she's absolutely right. And that is not a knock against schools or teachers. That's pure human psychology. They need to know that we exist, that we're involved, right? Again, this is not a knock on anybody, but seeing a man that's present makes them treat the children differently.
True.
It just happens, right? And so the schools need to see it. Our kids need to see it. They need to know that we have high expectations and we got their back, right? But it's not just them. It's not just schools. It's not just the kids. Our partners, our spouses, our girlfriends, the mothers of our children, whether we're together or not, they need to see that we're involved. But it's not just them. It's not just the kids. It's not just the schools. We need to see that we're involved. It does something for our self-esteem, for our self-image, for our ability to go out and be the man that we want to be and feel good about ourselves. When we can look ourselves in the mirror and be like, you know what? My child needed something and I was there for him at the school. I was there at that school. I read with him.
Right.
I or her. I taught them, not just how to throw a football, but how to turn a page. Right?
Yes.
Like the fact that we do that is good for everybody, for the schools, for the kids, for the spouses and the girlfriends, and for us. There's so many benefits for it, right? And so I just want to encourage everybody, come here on Monday. If you can't come here on Monday, take your kids and go to your local school.
Exactly.
But like you were saying, it's not even just about Monday. It's about being involved all year long. Like we should set a goal, each one of us should set a goal for ourselves that this year coming up, we'll be more involved than we were last year.
Yeah.
We don't gotta be perfect, just more involved than we were last year. And the benefits are gonna be amazing. So again, I just want to thank y'all for doing this,
Thank you.
for organizing this, and reminding everybody year after year how critical it is for brothers to be involved in doing the thing that we need to be doing.
All fathers get involved.
So,
All right, my name is Jamal Bell. I want to say good morning to everyone, right? And I want to take this opportunity.
hold on one second.
I want to take this opportunity because I've been involved with the House of Moja for over 20 something years. Okay, and Dave Fattah, I want to give a shout out to Dave Fattah, Mother Fattah. Dave Fattah pioneered this program.
Yes, he did.
And I was there with him pioneering the program every year, right? Not only did he pioneer this program, he pioneered the program where Safe Carter program,
Yes.
where we would get out there and we would actually escort kids to school, right? We would monitor the hallways, right? That this all come through the House of Moja. Mom, thank you for still holding on.
Amen.
Right.
Thank you.
Tony, thank you for taking the torch. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Right? And piggyback what this gentleman just said, right? We not only have to take them to walk them to school this first day, we got to stay in their lives,
Yes.
right? I have a 19-year-old grandson that graduated from mathematics, physics, and science. I just took him to Acadia College yesterday, where at 12 years old, he said he wanted to be a doctor.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out where's this coming from at 12 years old,
Yeah.
right? I just took him, he started college yesterday. I took him up there and he's following his career to be a doctor. He wants to be a heart surgeon.
Oh my God.
He wants to be a heart surgeon. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But this all came from because I don't just get, they don't live with me, but I parented them like they live with me.
That's
Right.
right.
Be what they ain't seen.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I get on the phone, I talk to them, how you doing in school? You see what I'm saying? What's going on in school? Not only does that help their education, but it also creates a form of safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you are in your kids' lives, right? Like you
Right.
just said, every day, you monitoring what they're doing, who they're with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What kind of crowd you hanging with? You see what I'm saying? This is the things that we need to do as parents.
Yeah.
We need to do this as parents,
Thank
right?
you. Thank
And I'm going to end with this because I wanted to get with Tony, right?
Yeah.
Because I have some plans in my head
Mhm.
that I think we need to implement in the community, right? To try to get parents more involved in their kids.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
Okay.
I'm passing on. Thank you.
Brother Danny.
Hello, everyone. My name is Damon Williams.
You come from.
I had the fortunate benefit of meeting Miss Queen Mother Fattah and becoming aware of House of Umoja, and during some time the restrictions of the pandemic were lifted. During that time of the pandemic, I was brainwashing to try and see how I can contribute to my community. Watching the news obsessively, seeing, our youth victimizing each other and suffering, and not as many leaders that I would think would be necessary to help guide them and make them realize that, these behaviors they're indulging in are going to have lifetime effects on them, as well as lifetime effects on other families in the community. I was embraced. I came with a workshop ideal, and I am a father of a 5-year-old son named Dayon Williams. he
We
now
back.
5 years old, you know, I participated in the Father's Walk, and we went up in Overbrook, you know, up Overbrook, and you know, obviously that's high school, but it starts from the very beginning. You know, it starts from the very beginning. I was there from the beginning of his life. I was there while he was still within his mother's belly, you know, and I see the benefit of my involvement in his life. But what I also recognize is how important it is for some youth that don't have that.
Yeah.
So as the gentleman here, principal of Overbrook, pardon me, I'm sorry, I didn't
Right.
your name, but it takes a village. And I made that statement that it absolutely takes a village. This is our community, these are our youth, these are our children, whether they're biological or not. We need to try and lead them in the right direction. We need to be involved and show them consequences. And I myself have dealt with consequences for mistakes I made following the wrong things as a young man, you know, and being overly indulged in the music culture. And, you know, I will, at the time, it wasn't even such thing as social media. So, you know, they're dealing with a lot of things that I didn't have to deal with. But that just makes it even more important for us to unite and try and show them that, okay, what you're seeing and what you have access to be aware of at this time, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't have to be your life. You know, look out for each other, love each other, and you can succeed in life if you make that choice. And we will, as the elders of the community, do our best to try and help you as a village and unified, you know, because as I said, I have minds, but it's not just about mine. It's about all of them. You know, it's ours. You know what I mean? So yeah, just let me. I just wanted to say that I am completely on board with working with House of UMOJA and being a advocate to try and help these youth understand that, you know, a split second decision can be very pivotal, you know. So we want to help them, lead them in the right direction. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Jamal.
Yes, my name is Jamal Johnson. I'm a past resident of the House of UMOJA. I came here back in the early 70s. I was a resident here until I went to the military. I am doing this to support this effort because as a past resident, I know the efforts in the House of UMOJA has helped many youth, including myself. Also, I know as an anti-gun violence activist that we have to utilize all assistance from anywhere we get it from, and the school is one of the main places. A lot of conflicts start in the school and they end in the street. And unfortunately, a lot of our young people killed as a result of something that might have happened in school. In addition to that, I would also like, in line with this, because like you said, we need to represent. So I would like to pass an invitation to Black men and men in general to represent. I'm also a part of an initiative by Philly Troops called Hug the Block. This is our second year of doing this, and what we do, we act as a deterrent through the communities that have been designated to be some of the worst based on the amount of shootings they've had since 2015. So we go out every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night from 7 to 11, and we patrol the communities, try to be the eyes and ears of the community, try to be a presence on the street for the youth so that they can see that we do care and that we are part of their upbringing and whatever they're trying to do. So when they want to reach out, we're out there. They don't have to come to us, we're coming to them because we're already on the street. So I invite anybody who can hear this to please contact phillytroops.org and get involved, and we will be out there tonight. Thank you.
You. Coach Trey.
Can you reach Coach?
Peace and blessings, everyone. I am Coach Trey, former Philadelphia firefighter, over 29 years. former youth football coach, 69th Street Wildcats and the Oak Brook Monarchs. And also I'm a current coach with YEAA. I met Brother David in 2018. I brought my son to meet him because I'm a former baby boomer, not a former baby boomer, I'm a baby boomer. And I remember when I could sleep on my porch. And I remember Stay Alive in 75.
Yeah.
You know, but as a firefighter working the streets in the 90s, to me it was worse. It was worse in the 90s than it is right now. Because right now we have the social media, we have everything. But I loved going into a burning house. But what got me, my PTSD, was picking up the children that were being killed over sneakers. You know, this was in the 90s, you know. So when I started coaching and I saw my parents buying expensive cleats for their children that were 5 to 8 years old, a good friend of mine, one of my fraternity brothers, told me about what he did with his clients, and he called it stocks versus sneakers. So I said, well, you know, I'm gonna bite on that. And I did, but then once I became injured from a 3-alarm fire, I was in the gym in 2018 when I got a text from a parent, and it was a picture. And I'm looking at the young man, 16 years old, and I couldn't really recognize him. And then I said, well, what's up with him? And they say he was murdered over a text. This was 2018. He was 16. And when I went to the funeral and his players, his teammates, which all started with me at the age of 5, this was their first experience at this age of death. My first friend didn't die until I was 26. So then after that, in 2019, there was another young man who was being bullied while he was in school. And he just had his 23rd birthday. And next thing you know, he was killed by the bully because he defended himself, but he was sleeping. And then in 2020, while I'm in Atlantic City with my lady, I'm on a Zoom meeting with my fraternity brothers talking about the violence. This was a COVID now. And not knowing that I'm being paid or text, I received over 30 texts. And one of my parents called and said, Coach Trey, read your text. Come to find out one of my players, Rashid, was murdered, casualty, collateral damage. And one of the the sergeants that was on the Zoom with me, I called him up and he said, Trey, was that one of yours? I said, yes. He said, well, I can let you know that he was not the intended target, but he ran out of blood running for his life. So the last one was 2021, when my son called me and told me about Tyreek. And I said, listen, I don't want to hear no bad news. Get me the actual facts. And then as soon as he hung up, I'm starting to get more phone calls. So when I went to his denizer, I started hyperventilating and I had to leave. And that's when I said, you know what? It's stocks versus sneakers, but we're gonna focus on peace. And peace is proper education and cooperative economics.
Yeah.
You know, for the last 60 years, according to the Urban League's report of Black America 2024, it says that we haven't even made any movement since the signing of that Civil Rights Act in 1964. So reading is fun to the mental. So when I researched what happened in 1964, I found out about the Great Society Act, which brought in everything that started to destroy the community. So over the last 60 years, we have been given a lot of proper, so-called proper education, PE, you know, but there's no cooperative economics. So since I'm staying in my zone, which is a firefighter, which is a coach, and right now the big thing is NIL. Everybody wants to get to the league. Everybody wants to get paid. So I went and did a deep dive and created a course because it's not, the NIL is about student athletes, but when you dig deep, what about the other students that want to be carpenters? What about the other students that want to be actors? Because everybody has a name, image, and likeness. So I created the Promote Peace Challenge that everybody that accepts that challenge, you go to promotepeacechallenge.com. I created a course of how your 9-year-old can get paid from his name, image, and likeness. But the problem is that they have to read. And when we really look back, they started taking the books out of the schools years ago, or they're still giving the old books. You know, we had a lot of book bag drafts, but you don't see anybody with books in it. You know, I was taught we had to, none of the children know anything about a card catalog. You know, writing a research paper, you got to put all the books in, you got to look through this big book just to get a piece of chapter 4. You know, so it's all about giving, my thing is teaching the children how to be a boss right now, to create a workforce a movement so that they can live above the living wage. Live above the living wage. A parent with one child needs to be making $40 an hour. A parent with 2 children is $56 an hour. A parent with 3 children is almost $70. That's proper education if you go to the living wage calculator.
Amen.
So
Thank you.
what we're doing is helping the parents, helping the organizations, helping the little leagues. I'm tired of seeing coaches fighting over a game. I'm tired of hearing about coaches dying over a football game, over a basketball game. This focus on teaching the children how to get paid with their name, image, and likeness. Promote Peace Challenge.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Promote Peace Challenge, brother Coach Trey. We also have Councilman Jones that comes to speak on behalf of City Councilman.
So, no, I'm good, right? So I am truly blessed because this year, I'm celebrating my 50th class reunion as a graduate of Oak Grove High School. But the blessing in it as I stand in this building is that Mom and Pop have been in my life for at least, 40 years of that time? Okay, so what I can say is it takes a village, but it takes a dedicated village. Pop, I miss you. I'm the one that received the email to suggest to him to get this thing started. How many years ago?
17.
I can't believe I was sitting right there when that email came. And when I shared that with Pop, Jamal, God bless Antonio, we were all here together.
Yeah.
So Mother, thank you. Thank you for caring for children that are not yours. Thank you for caring for this community because you are the icon that's still here. And that's me. This is my community. So that's from Crystal. But as a representative for Councilman Jones, I'm going to turn around.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
Okay. When he did this last year, we did this with 140 partners. That's how many partners are going to be available. I don't know if they're going to get all of them, but Councilman Jones is about to launch the Parent University website, which means that parents, I believe the last meeting, we have 87 partners that will be on that website that can assist families and children with their needs, no matter what it is, because that's what the village is about. That's about, as I'm going to use Kurt's litany, you take peanut butter, you take jelly, and you get some bread. In order for our children to get the type of bread to continue in this life. They're not teaching them civics in school. They are trying to hide our history from them. So it's up to us. It's up to us. So I thank you. I am looking forward to all the wonderful things that you continue to do. And I think when they pass that torch, they're going to pass it to the right guy.
Thank you.
You have been respectful to your grandmother and your grandfather and your family's anchor here in the neighborhood. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So our call to action is escorting their child to school on Monday, 26th August 2024, the first day of school, the academic school year, Philadelphia School District. Meeting their teachers and principal of their child's school. Introduce yourself to the principal. We got principals that are actively involved in the community. Obtain a copy of their child's, obtain a copy of your child's roster and a copy of the academic calendar of their child's school. So you'll know what's going on. Check their child's homework every day. Check the child's homework every day. Review your child's test scores in English, language arts, science, and math. And we want to enhance the child literacy skills by reading to our children and having our children read to us. So that's our call to action. You can register at www.houseumoja.net/MFM for Million Fathers March. And with that being said, we're going to turn it over to Queen Mother and close out for the day.
Okay, well, we're going to close out. I just want to thank everyone for coming. I want to welcome our new principal over here. I'm just surrounded by wonderful men. Lovely way to start the day. But I gave you a copy of our, every year, I'm a journalist by trade. Thank God for helping raise my 6 sons and your father. But I'm using my brain. I still do the magazine. And so, as you can see, if you open the magazine, you'll see what we're doing on Monday. You also will find here a word from me where it says reading is resistance. And I'm not going to go political, but I'm going to say this. There's a document called 2025, which is a blueprint. If things don't go well, you know, in 7 some days, I want you to know that on the page of 20, it's a 900-page document. It's a lot of reading, but I want to share one part of what's listed in 20. It says abolish that. It's abolish education. So when I say reading is resistance, that means that it's more than just preparing for a future going to college. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
One more thing, I'm calling out all my brothers of the Bannister-Fattah Incorporated. I shared this link with you guys. I share it again, calling all y'all in the city that don't have nothing to do. Gotta be to work till 9 o'clock. That's off. I need y'all out here. I need all y'all out here representing what we stand on, which is manhood, scholarship, uplift, perseverance. I need y'all out here because we have to stand for everything, not just something. We got to stand for everything because the state of our democracy is under attack. The state of public education is under attack. Right?
Yes, it is.
So we have to do something about those very things that made us who we are today, that opened up a pathway and a gateway for us to achieve the degrees that we had, coming from where we come from, and being able to be that example of what success looks like. It's under attack. So we got to stand up. We got to do something. We got to not just sit behind and reap the benefits of what we're putting. Right. Because there's a bigger benefit to that. That's seeing our youth be successful with the work we put, planting that seed and watching it grow and doing everything you need to do for it to harvest.
Yes.
So that's one thing I just wanted to say.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. We do have coffee and
coffee and
donuts,
the continental breakfast over there.
Thank you.
You guys, and I See you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
If y'all need anything, give me a call prior. If y'all need anything prior leading up.
I'll
We'll
be out there
email
bright and
that.
early, man. I'll be just tell me where I need to be at. Hey Trey, I figured this would help offset something, man. Hey, y'all can hate about AKA and brown one. She said that person kind of signal today. I said, oh, wow. I said, I just like blue, you know what I mean? I can like blue. Right. So no, it's all good, but
I wasn't the first one.
Julie Brown.
Julie Brand.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you.
Likewise, man.
Likewise. My name is David.
Everybody got pets.
Excuse me, real
You
quick,
change behavior.
real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
The city has a HR bus,
Oh, good.
okay? The city
Oh, I saw
has,
that.
yeah, but the city has 7,500 jobs,
7,500.
open positions.
Okay.
Today at 52nd and Media, this is the first time the HR bus is gonna be in our neighborhood. It'll be there from 11 to like 4:30.
Wonderful.
So
Get it on our
I'm gonna
we put it
send
on
an
social media. Send us a link.
I'm
Put
gonna
it on
send an
social media.
email out shortly. I gotta go back up
Yeah,
there. They're setting up, but we need to tell these people
Got you.
this bus is gonna be going around the city.
We're gonna blast
And
it
the
to that. As soon as you-
first place is right down
as
there.
soon as you get it to us, I'm gonna blast it on the email and
Got
social media.
Check with this.
University, the young, I'm going where my, yeah, I'm going to where my coworker is right now. Yeah, and Kim's there. She's in charge of that event for the council.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
You got the right number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That you always have to know who, just don't talk to the dog.
Right.
Like that's black
Right,
lady,
right,
you
right.
say
Talk to the
talk to the
master.
dog master.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Right.
You did good.
You did good.
I'm so proud.
Y'all killing that purple.
Oh, well,
And all that stuff.
Y'all didn't know that.
Oh, no, no.
That's royalty.
I'm just
That's
saying,
royalty.
yeah.
You did
That's
good.
how it played out.
Media, right?
Yes, sir.
Shoemaker.
Take as many flyers you know, as many as you want. We have plenty.
And tomorrow.
You know, if you can pass them out to, to different businesses or whatever, you know, take as many as you want. But we have plenty. We have plenty.
You got my number, don't you? You got my email, don't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the email you did
Please,
that.
please.
All right.
You know, I had to.
I saw that.
Yeah, no, today.
While you're working on whatever issue, these are the things.
What they do?
Like, we stop out.
It's not even a lot of hard stuff. It's so simple things. It's consideration.
Sorry, brother.
It goes a long way though. You'll get in a minute.
We meet every Saturday for 1 hour.
Every Saturday.
12 months to build the people.
We've always had.
Okay.
Show you. Put all time to promote peace town.
Into that. Right. Okay, so I'm saying, it's gonna happen. Because when you guys promote, it's going to happen.
Did she sign your book?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Just learned that with cool, y'all. You know, stuff with cool. You found it, you own that. In your life.
I gotta make it to
All right.
So we bring it on in here. So I made an error. Let's get this clear. It's manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift. I think I said uplift, perseverance. But let's get that right. So I got the bros here, you know. And trust me, I do know what it is. All right. A lot going on today. Very, very busy day. It was a very busy week, y'all. As we prepare to welcome students back, it has been insanely crazy. I will say that today was extremely busy. I had to run out, do some things, and make sure my staff were good. And now I'm here, and then I'm going to run to something else. We'll get back to my building. But I love doing this. This is what it's about for me. This is what was around for me. I had a village growing up. You know, I remember the time when your neighbor could go and tell your neighbor on you, and your parent wasn't going to, you know, snap on your neighbor. Your parent was going to give you some business. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't even, you know, approach a student or a child or whatever to correct them about something that they shouldn't be doing in the streets. Or you say to them, well, I'm going to go tell your mother or your father, and you go to the mother, father ready to fight you. You know, we're in a different day and age. And so, you know, fellas like myself, like big brother here, Bell, we got to step it up, man. We got to step it up major, because right now we're in a state of emergency. And if we don't do anything, you know, the livelihood that we were able to attain, and the childhood that we were able to have is no longer going to be existing. It's going to be, you know, we're going to really be in a true state of George Orwell 1984. Big Brother's watching everything and controlling everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's the state that they want to do with education.
Yeah.
And this is why you see what you see with public education, the fight, the attack on it, you know, the devaluing of it. Well, it made most of us in this room.
That's right.
So at what point was there no value in it? The problem is there's a system that tries to infiltrate it to devalue it, and then they create a rhetoric, right? And then folks fall into it.
That's
And
right.
then folks think, well, the uniform is the answer to public education. Well, wearing a uniform is actually a system that is linked to the school to prison pipeline. I did research.
They
At the
used to
time that I
call
was,
in Brook.
yes.
At one time, when I was in a, you know, advanced program at Beaver and all of that. So I went on a girls' high, but with my classmates, they had the academic program at Brook. So you could win academic. Some people went into music. If they didn't do that, and then they didn't go motivation, do you know what they said they were in? My girlfriend across the street said she was in general population. And the halls down there were so dark at one time. And so that is just how they attempt to criminalize us, and they made the public school system a vendor system.
Yes.
And you're fighting for education and all. And my buddy wants the deal. So I got him these books where you got extra steps for math. And those are the kind of things you got to fight with. No way is mathematics extra steps. It's about simplifying.
Yes.
Common denominator. The moment you add it in, we should have been in an uproar. I went to the teacher. This was at 54 from birth, when it was before it was no, Bieber wasn't there. Bieber said 59. 54 births used to be you used to give them the end because before it came master. It was another regular school.
Oh, Shoemaker.
No. Shoemaker's over
Right.
here. But the teacher told me, she ain't know. I don't know. I asked her to explain to me. She said, I don't know. And she just, they passed everyone through. So we have to continue to care about our students. It's a family. And as Principal Graham says, it's how you speak. It's not talking about them kids. They're our kids. They're good. And you have to speak life.
That's right. That's right.
Into situations,
That's
into
right.
our children, and even into ourselves. We got to encourage ourselves.
That's right. That's
You
right.
got 1 to 2% of the population that's doing all the bad, and we give them all the
credit. That's right. Good.
I just looked up something that said about 85% of urban youth in this country is reading below grade level. That's not just a school system issue, right? That's a systemic issue. That's not just something that falls on the back of educators. It is our job as educators to teach the skills, right? But also then it has to carry over to the home. In some homes, we have parents who struggle with literacy skills. So this is not just something that is made up because of lack of educators and teachers, right, doing the job. Because I've witnessed teachers working their butts off to make this thing work, right? But then you have other systems in place, especially when it comes to access, right?
Yeah.
Especially we talk about urban community access, right? Where access in some cases is limited, or the information isn't publicized enough, like you see in some of your suburban communities. And so that's the one of the biggest differences that I've seen. 'Cause I do a lot of travel. I go all over organizations involved, and I pay attention to those things when I'm in certain communities and see what's going on and talk about access. Our children have to have exposure.
And people always want to know what Obama did. That's the question. What Obama do for us? He brought us to the table. He gave us access. Before then, the grant opportunities, all these things we did not know about, and only 2 people in the entire city was getting all the money. But when we got access to information, access means a lot. And the only other thing I like to just tell us, it starts with you. What is your mind? How are you thinking? And if you can change your mind, you can change the atmosphere. And we don't have to down our kids. Just share with them, share the good, and you will be surprised that 90% of children want good, they want structure.
This is mindset. A lot of it's mindset. A lot of it is, I'm big on mindset. So,
But that's
I
how
just
you
told
do
my teachers
expose them.
today, had I listened to all the no's that someone said to me, I wouldn't be where I'm at. But also, I said to them, ask yourself, if this lesson isn't up to par, would you teach it to your child?
Exactly.
Would you teach it to your nephew, your niece? Would you want somebody else to teach it to? So, we're talking about accountability, we're talking about support, but also uplifting. The approach is coming from an empowerment approach, not a beat you down approach, not a look to see how bad you are approach. No, how much greater can we get? How much better can we do? What do we need more of approach? And I think when you are solution oriented in that manner, that will help drive things. Then our students will see the environment, not an environment of cultivating failure, but cultivating greatness, cultivating success. And it's just what I want to be. I see it, and it is incumbent upon me to do what I do because of where I'm at. The opportunity I had, I earned a full athletic scholarship coming out of Barton High School. We
And
didn't
these are
have
the stories we have to tell.
we didn't
Sometimes
have the stuff they got right now. I mean, the athletes now,
we
they
have
10
to
times
share our
stronger, 10 times
history.
faster. They got all kinds of camps they got access to, whether it's free, paid. I mean, it's a totally different ball game now. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that. So,
But we
to
had
be
to
where I'm
share
at
our
now,
stories.
you got to share our stories, and we got to shed that light on the hood. The one thing that annoys me is this whole hood legend thing. I'm gonna say it. And most people, they want to acknowledge as hood legends was the big time drug dealer guy. If you ain't do nothing to impact your community in a great way, you're a hood legend. If you didn't take some youngins out to eat, feed them, help change a mother's life, help encourage a father, help keep them from being incarcerated, help get them to school, help buy school supplies, you're not a hood legend. That's not a hood legend. You were just a problem in the hood. If you weren't doing none of those things, you walk around with the best polo gear on, all the Tommy Hill. What did that mean? That didn't mean nothing. Oh, you know how to dress. Oh, you know how to get money. What did you do with the money? Because right now, gentrification is a mug, and them jokers was making some money back in the day, where they could have bought up their communities and didn't do it. So
Tell everyone to seek out Tommy Bottoms on Deaf Poetry. He has a piece called Basic Economics. It's a poem. I work with spoken word artists. So I'm very strong on, the atmosphere as far as the music. But he did a piece. And I mean, people from all over, and not even our color, they tried to study to learn the urban vernacular. But one guy said he learned more in that 3.5 minute poem than he did in 4 years of college about economics. So we have it there to teach and share. Yeah.
I'm a member of the class of '81 from the council. I remember working for
for the school board in 1991 as a building engineer trainee. I remember coming over to Overbrook under the building engineer at that time, and my job was to pack up the books. Now you,
Well, I need you.
no, listen. I got to Overbrook in 1978, where you had to, they had to stamp and you had to write your name in there, right? And I could see the names of the people that had read this book in 1972 and 73. In 1991, when I was packing up the books, one of the books fell and I opened it up and my name was in it. So in 1991, if they're using the same book that I used in 1978, what are they getting? This is why proper education and the cooperative economics is important. So,
But
brother, I look forward to working with you since we,
Likewise, man.
So,
71, you got me like
Yeah.
70,
81.
81, and
81.
one day, so I'm like, what?
I'm
Man,
from
okay.
82.
and see,
But
Like,
now I'm gonna
first,
tell
like,
you,
no, what-
our
I want to work with your
mathematics, our mathematics we had a special mathematics we had in our advanced class, and our teacher, she went on maternity leave, but because of community, everybody at Overbrook, she talked to the teacher and they worked with her and they carried them over. They didn't do that for us at Girls High, but I'm saying in 79 they had advanced mathematics and all there,
Okay.
and that was a college course. So we just had a lot of good.
I want to bring my program to make sure that the student athletes and the students are understanding
Okay, we are over. Let me close this out.
right now.
Thank you.